Hey there, welcome to Screenwriting Tips and Tricks with me, your host, Clay Davis. Today I'm going to show you how to avoid the dreaded talking head scene, where you have two characters sitting in a room, dumping a bunch of information on each other with nothing else going on. The nature of exposition, or needing to reveal information about characters, makes this a really big problem for beginning writers. But it's something that advanced writers will have to deal with a lot too, so it can really help you out to have a few tricks up your sleeve when designing your scenes. So, to help you guys out, I've come up with 3 killer ways to help you guys deal with exposition scenes and avoid talking heads. Number 1, have the characters move throughout the scene. A great example of this is the movie Saving Private Ryan. There are plenty of scenes where the soldiers are bantering back and forth with one another and revealing their personalities and background histories to each other. And if you'll notice, they're usually on the move, trekking through valleys, up and down hills, through war zones, you name it. There's usually something going on around the characters when the dialogue's taking place. So apply that to your own scripts. Have the characters moving through the airport rather than just sitting down, or trying to hail a taxi cab rather than sitting down at a park bench. Number 2, distract the audience with something else. This technique comes from the Save the Cat series by Blake Snyder, and he jokingly calls this technique the Pope in the Pool. Imagine you had to write a scene where there was a bunch of boring but necessary exposition information about the characters, the background, the plot, etc., that you had to write, otherwise the audience wouldn't understand the story without it. The challenge is, how do you do this without boring the audience to death? Well, Blake Snyder said, make the scene out by a swimming pool and have the Pope swimming in it. What? That's right. Distract the audience with something else that will entertain them so they can sit there and listen and pick up all the necessary exposition information you have to give. Another example of how movies use this technique is what I like to call the boardroom meeting, where a bunch of side characters get together and go over a dossier about one of the main characters and their background and everything like that. You can find this in movies like The Town and American History X. And finally, number 3, change the setting. In the Quentin Tarantino movie True Romance, Christian Slater's character needs to meet a connection to set up a drug deal. Now, this scene could take place at a hotel, a shady bar, or any other number of locations. But where does Tarantino place it? A roller coaster ride at a theme park. That's right, these characters have the discussion about the ins and outs of setting up the drug deal while experiencing the ups and downs of a roller coaster ride. This makes the scene much more entertaining and engaging than if it took place somewhere more predictable. Now, that being said, there's a time and place for more normal or predictable scenes like a family fight at a dinner table, as that's where it normally takes place. The only problem is, audience members have already seen that 1,000 times before. So if you're going to attempt this, it's best to see how the pros have done it in movies like American Beauty or Home for the Holidays, so you can kind of get a feeling of what you're up against, and hopefully you'll come up with some new and exciting way to keep the scene unpredictable and fresh. Well, that's all for today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed today's screenwriting tip and can use it in your screenplays to make for better writing. Stay tuned for next time when I'll be back with more tips and tricks to help improve your screenplays. Till then, this is Clay Davis, signing off.